It is Monday during a Georgia football season, which means I got a film study coming for you. Mike.
We just stepped on their face with a hot-tailed boot and broke their nose. We just crushed their face.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome into the channel. It is indeed a Monday during a Georgia football season, Georgia football postseason. Now, headed on to the college football playoff, you will get Ohio State. What do they call that holiday? New Year's Eve, all right, at 8 o'clock prime time. Kirk Herbstreit, that Buckeye fan. I'm just kidding. Greatest in the game, going to be on the call. It's going to be a good one. Hopefully yours truly will be in the house. Credential process, real finicky, and now it's like trying to get into the White House. Going to be a good time. Going to be a good football game. But in the meantime, you guys been bombarding me. Y'all want to know. It's Mistake Monday. That's why we're here. Y'all want to know what the hell happened. You look down at that box score, you see 500 yards of offense, or 500 yards passing, excuse me. And, I mean, if you're a Georgia fan, probably make you a little nervous, right, considering the fact that Ohio State's coming to town and they're considerably better than LSU, you would think, right? I mean, in terms of an offense and firepower and record and all that good stuff. And C.J. Stroud versus Jaden Daniels, you'd probably take C.J. Stroud, Marvin Harrison Jr. over anybody, Keyshawn Boutte, all those guys. You probably would take Marvin Harrison Jr. and the collective over what LSU has, right? All in a bubble, you would say the passing attack of Ohio State is better than what LSU has. So it would probably make you just a little bit nervous. But you got to be really, really careful box score scouting these things, man. If you don't know what you're looking at, particularly when it comes to defensive back play, if you don't know what you're looking at, you can get real off base with regards to your takes and your opinions, okay? The game plan was very, very simple from Georgia. Back up, keep everything in front of you. And they did exactly that apart from maybe 2 or 3 plays that we're going to show you, okay? Majority of this game, majority of the yardage that you're going to see tonight was from up underneath because Georgia was playing a lot of soft zone coverage, okay? I always try to ask people before and after I do the film study, hey, why'd y'all do this? Why y'all doing this? What's going on here? Why this? Why that? Why that? Same questions you guys got. I go to the film to answer, and then if I don't have the full answers, then I go and ask people, right? And the number one thing I got back was, A, they play fast. They played out of empty a ton when we scouted them and what they did on Saturday. So, yeah, we just lined up in zone, and we tried to get the ball out of his hands, make him check down underneath and keep everything in front, make him sustain drives like we do to all these pace-to-space offenses, right? They did the same thing to Tennessee for the most part, except for when they had to get into man-to-man situations. And when they did, for the most part, Saturday, when they got put in man-to-man one-on-one situations, they won, okay? The big bust, believe it or not, like Keely Ringo keeps getting trashed on the internet. The big busts weren't on Keely. He thought he had safety help. He's playing underneath for a reason. We're going to show you all those things tonight. So please do not leave tonight without, settling the worries just a little bit, even though we're going to ramp those things back up before that game because Ohio State's going to be a really, really fun study for me, particularly because I love pace-to-space offenses. I love studying them. I love learning why they work because eventually I would imagine we're getting into some type of high school coaching, and that's all it is. It's a lot of spread offenses. So how to run them and how to stop them, that's kind of modern football, and your coach is one of the best at it. Before we get too far into the film tonight, I do want to give a shout-out to the boys with Matt Chernoff over there at Atlanta Sports Strip. Guys, Georgia is one game away from playing for a national championship, and you need to make your travel plans now, okay? Better yet, Atlanta Sports Trips will make the perfect plan for you as a championship getaway. Instead of playing the crazy prices in LA, let Atlanta Sports Trips plan a trip to Las Vegas rather, and then to LA. Here's the deal. Again, not getting too far ahead of yourself. All this stuff is you're able to get out of it if Georgia weren't to make the national title. But you need to start doing these things and getting these things booked up, or at least reserved, especially opportunities like this. Let me continue, okay? Again, from Vegas to LA, I'm doing a terrible job here. You get 3 nights in the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, January 7th through the 10th, round trip, luxury motor coach transportation from the MGM Grand to SoFi Stadium out there in LA. If you've ever been to LA, SoFi Stadium is a nightmare to get in and out of. This will make this much easier. Use promo code Brooks today when you book at atlantasportstrips.com. Again, that's atlsportstrips.com for 10% off per person per booking. That's big, guys. These are obviously this is a 3-day event. This is going to be a rather not necessarily a hefty bill at the end, but it's going to be a reasonable bill at the end. And 10% off is a big, big knockoff here. Again, that's promo code Brooks at atlsportstrips.com. 3-day trip in Vegas, all exclusive stay, right? Get a luxury motorcade out to the Natty and back. Hopefully it's a great day. You can put that sucker on black, and if it don't hit, you can put it on red and get out of there. I'm just kidding. Anyways, atlsportstrips.com, promo code Brooks25. Also, before we get into the tape, if you like anything that you see tonight, obviously we will be over on Patreon this week, next week, the weeks leading up to the big ones. All right, patreon.com/Brooks Austin. Good God Almighty, let's shut up and grab some tape. I am not standing for the game plan here. I am not caping for anybody, okay? I am not trying to protect football players. We are going to watch the tape, and I hope at the end of it, you leave thinking, maybe that guy's got a point. Maybe Kelee Ringo isn't trash. Because you know who doesn't think your Kelee Ringo's trash? Your coaching staff. They keep asking him schematically to do number one corner stuff. So until Kirby Smart and Muschamp and Glenn Schumann stop trusting number 5, stop tweeting me. Here we go. Let's shut up and grind the tape. Damn, I got to do that. Sorry, I got to do that. But it's hard because, again, a lot of zone coverage. You don't know what it looks like, right? A lot of even guys on even playing field. A lot of eyes on cue. A lot of eyes on cue. If they're not, they're flex leverage, keeping guys from going inside, right? Too high safety looks. There's another one back there. Chris Smith back there. A lot of easy off-man coverage against a damn super senior back there that's thrown, I think, 5,000 balls at this point in college football. So when you sit in soft zone coverage, and you're giving him 7-yard button hooks, right? And you're giving him all this stuff, he's going to take it, guys. You're going to see him all night, okay, all day before he gets hurt. You're going to see him kind of just disperse the football when he needs to, okay? There's nothing groundbreaking here. This guy's not doing anything. He's played a lot of football, guys. This guy's played a lot of football. So when you give him just, shell zone coverage and make him go 8, 9, 10 plays to score, sometimes he's able to do it. We'll explain the bust, or not necessarily the bust, but the beats later. Okay, some of the beats are good football players from Georgia trying to make plays. Like this play right here is a prime example. Okay, watch at the snap. Okay, down set hut, please, Jaden. Okay, at the snap, Kelee Ringo is very clearly butt to the sideline playing zone coverage, right? Hatfield or Ballard bailing here. They're dropping Chris Smith as a robber right here in the middle, okay? And they're getting the linebackers out. He's bailing to a sweet third, and he has the middle of the field, I would imagine, okay? Looks like cover 3, essentially. And that means he's probably got hook curl over here. He's got this whole little bubble area, okay? From over here to over here, that's kind of Keelee's little zone. All right, so if this guy wants to run a slant, guess what Keelee's got to do? He's got to push vertical with him and then maintain the leverage. And if this happens from this guy, he's also got to play that and play up underneath it, right? So all these things are happening in this zone coverage. This is not 3-step slant. Oh, crap, he beat our corner by 3 yards. Let's go to Twitter and talk about how bad 5 is. No, this is 5 playing zone coverage, shrinking space when the receiver comes back in. Okay, dang it. Shrinking space when the wide receiver comes back in, all right, and then making a tackle. They give us a replay here in a second. Look, that's not on him. That's not him getting beat in a one-on-one. That's zone coverage, guys. That's zone coverage. Let's go to 126. I hear my kids just going absolutely nuts in there. Again, I know Twitter wants to keep telling me 5 is a bad football player. But they keep asking this dude to do number 1 corner stuff, right? Everybody else on the field is going to be playing some type of zone coverage, okay? He's going to be bailing to the flat. He's going to be bailing to the hook curl. He's got deep thirds. They're going to pass off a kind of a rub route here between these two guys with 24. But this guy is the only guy on the field that they say, hey, go chase in space, neighbors right there, okay? One of the better receivers in the conference, one of the better young receivers in the conference. Go chase in space, number 8 right there, and let's see if it can happen, right? Let's see if we can make it happen. Or actually, number 11. Can't remember who that is. But pass off all the trash, get through all the junk, just go run. Go play man-on-man coverage to the field, albeit, and go chase it down. He does exactly that. Watch the replay. I jumped over it. Dadgummit, I'm off my game today. Again, soft bail from number 3 right here. he's pushing vertically with number 1, and he's going to end up zone matching with number 7 as the number 2 receiver, if you will, goes and runs that out and up right there. Okay, so these two guys over here are passing off zone coverage. Okay, they got safety help rolling towards the middle of the field. Ballard is going to end up sinking right here. They're all going to play zone coverage on this levels, 5 working to 10 yards. They will decrease or back up as the play sees fit. 5's the only guy on the field from jump street, from snap 1, playing man coverage. Again, you on Twitter, your coach is doing it. Snap in, snap out, playing that joker in a man-to-man situation. Okay, we're good. We all know that now. Because here's what it's about, right? You can throw a bunch of zone at them, you can do whatever, but you're still Georgia. Okay, and on 3rd and 5, they still got to make a tight window throw. No matter what, they're gonna have to throw right there. You're gonna have to beat that yard of space with the ball still in your hand, or you're gonna have to beat that yard of space with the ball still in your hand. Because this is dead and this is dead. All right. So that's kind of what it shook out a lot. But yeah, did they move the football? Yeah, we're going to show you them moving the football a lot tonight. No doubt. But eventually they're going to get off the field. Great job, Tresman, getting your hands up right there as well. I mean, this is a completion. 9-yard comeback. He's in man right here. Okay. Down here at the bottom is number 5. I think this is much better. This is better offense than it is bad defense. Okay. And we'll leave it at that. I mean, that coverage is as tight as can be. And that ball is in one spot. It's in the only spot it could be. They don't show you the replay here. Look at that. Boom. High and outside. But here was the problem for me. We could talk about Georgia's guys getting beat all day deep. This was the problem. All right. It was plays like this. It's the touchdown to Booty that we're going to show you a little bit later. It's catching the ball at marker 8 and turning it into a 35-yard gain. Guys, this play, you had a play to the back that kind of looked like this, and you had a touchdown to Booty that covered about 40 yards. In 3 plays, they threw the ball maybe 12 yards past the line of scrimmage, and they got 125, I think, of those 500 total air yards that they threw for, or 500 total passing yards they threw for. So don't get caught up in what they did between the 30s, because that was the game plan. The game plan was between the 30s, play it safe, don't let them get behind us, and then when they get into the green area, let's get off the field because we're the best team or we're the best defense in the country. Especially when your offense is doing what they are. 2nd and 7 right here. I think this is great route design. Okay. You know, Georgia's playing a lot of zone coverage on you, right? So they're going to motion the tight end over here. Okay. They're going to push this guy vertical and snap him off on a little skinny. And then they're going to push the tight end vertical with him and push him on kind of out and up. Very, very similar to what they did earlier, right? And when Georgia did this to him, they slipped Malachi up underneath him and then had Malachi turn and run with the tight because he can. All right. And then they continued to drop Kamari into his deep third. So, as you will see at the top of the screen, down set hut, Kamari will turn his butt to the sideline, I would imagine. He already kind of is. Boom, butt to the sideline now indicates he definitely will have the deep third. Okay, so they're going to push vertically into him and then break off just at the top of the route. All right, so this requires a quarterback to understand that we are running this concept, right? A cover 3 beater, because how is this guy that's got this portion of the field going to cover both this guy and this guy? The answer, class, he is not. Okay, great concept, great execution, great ball from Jaden Daniels. I mean, it's freaking striped. All right, and into a very tight window. Here you see a good replay of it. There you can see it passing off the concepts. The leverage was the leverage. That ball was beat off the snap. All right, if Kamari Lassiter were to break that play up, he's truly, truly an elite corner. All right, already as a first-year starter. I'm talking like, hey, put that sucker in the league. He can do that kind of stuff, elite starter type of corner. Now they get into the green zone, right? They get you into a free play right here after this play. Okay, they get a downset hut. Tresman Marshall jumps into the red zone. The neutral zone. They get a free play here in a one-on-one situation. And guess who's lockstep? 3. I think he might have got away with a little bit of handy hand right there. A little bit of hand holding, rather. Little handy hand. Got a little away with a little bit of a hold right there, looked like. But nonetheless, got away with it. Running the football here. Jesus. Chris Smith. I mean, guys, if Chris Smith, man. Chris Smith. This ain't even it yet. We're going to get to it later. I have my wife had to come inside the garage today and check on me because I was going absolutely ballistic watching 29 play football Saturday, because it truly is, man. It's a work of art. You can't do this stuff against guys that will ultimately, again, get in the green zone and they're playing man coverage, okay, or they're going to at least, okay, or they're going to get into some type of really, really tight in-your-face type of zone, all right, and Javon Ballard's going to be the one pressing up on you, okay. 22 right there is going to get his hands on a blocker really, really quickly, and that leaves 29 free and ready to run the alley. Boom. There it is right there. All they're trying to set up is this. Okay, they're hoping that maybe this safety sucks in on the quarterback run, all right, but they're trying to slip this into the flat. Chris Smith diagnoses it immediately and makes this a -3. So fast. I said in my notes it says he's J.R. Reed with speed. That's what he is. He's J.R. Reed with speed. But it's hard. This is Georgia football, right? They rally to the football, they tackle, they get you in a 2nd and 7 and on a play that you think you're successful at. You want to go to empty, and they say, all right, we've been a relatively frequently zone football team today. Now, 2nd and 7, green zone right here. Time to get a stop, time to man up and play some football. And here we go. Eyes on target. His eyes will eventually go on target. Eyes on target, eyes on target, eyes on target. Free defender. Robber in the middle. This is them. They are a cover one man-to-man football team. When it is time to, as South Carolina's wide receiver says, drop your nuts, this is who they are. So this is who you got to beat. No matter what you are between the 30s, this is what you have to beat. And ultimately, this is what it boiled down to Saturday. LSU couldn't do this enough offensively. Couldn't beat these guys enough offensively. Not enough space being created against that man look. They ultimately get pressure and get him down. Now, they come back. Next time, come out on a 3rd and 9. Now they play a soft zone, okay? Get back into more of a zone look right here on 3rd and 9. And it's a great read, okay? A great read by Jaden Daniels, holding the football and ultimately getting back to his guy. I don't love 22's execution right here. I don't love this. Next year, this has got to be a pick, okay? We got soft zone back here. He's got a very similar to a deep third. Pretty sure Malachi's rotating here. He's a robber defender here into the hook. So he's got a hook. He's got a hook. He's got a hook. Pretty sure they're leaving him man-to-man on the backside, if I remember correctly. Okay, you're the free defender. Once these two guys do this number, let's clear up so you can see the concept. Once these two guys do this number, okay, he actually sits on the button hook right there. And Javon, you pass this off to the safety back here. You got to sit back into your hook and look for the football. Look at this. Again, relatively decent route design, right? Concept, rather. 22, got to make the play, Bubba. Got to make the play. Drive on that football. Don't get stuttered at the top right there. Don't get stuck. Sway and try to get your momentum back up. Be a little bit alert once we get to the top of the drop. Boom. Pass 7 off and get back into that play, man. That's yours. That's your ball. That's your ball. Running the football. Great job rallying and tackling. I love this, man. Again, y'all can tell me what y'all want. This is like elite stuff. This is getting guys beat in college football all day, every day. Scissors concept, like scissoring at the goal line. This is getting kids beat in college every single week. Every single week. Oh, this guy's going to stutter and rub him. And, oh, this guy's going to stutter and bust out immediately. And all of a sudden, this guy's going to not have his eyes right. And they're not going to pass this off. And one of these guys is going to get stuck not passing it off correctly. And one of our guys is going to be wide open, banging his head on a goalpost for a touchdown, right? Wrong. Okay? Boom, boom, boom. He immediately passes off, turns and runs with this guy. Boom, boom, boom. He immediately passes off, opens hips, turns, runs, and almost picks this football off. Like, I understand that we have always approached the cornerback position as, I'm not saying we as an analyst, but you guys as a fan, right, have always approached this position, this cornerback position, as if he makes this play, he's good. If he doesn't, he sucks. That's not the case. It's not the case. If he does not make this play ever, he ain't playing and he sucks, right? But if he gets beat 3 out of 75 snaps, he's a good football player, all right? And I don't mean to have a bad tone. I don't mean to feel like I'm going out here and just absolutely caping for the kid. But they played 70% of their snaps out of friggin' zone. And when they played man in the green zone, he was a strap, except for the one pass interference. So, in which, okay, he got beat and he did the right thing and getting the pass interference to keep the touchdown from scoring. It's like we can do this over and over and over and over again. And I love this from Chaz. And we're going to move on from Keely to talk about Chaz right here, because this is a great play from 32. But Jesus, know what you're talking about before you go to Twitter and just flame a kid. All right? They played a bunch of zone Saturday. That's what they did. The corners didn't get their butt whooped. Quarterbacks did a great job differentiating the zone, getting the ball out of their hand. Wide receivers with LSU did a great job running after the catch. And Georgia did a great job getting off the damn field in the red zone. Period. That's the analysis. Quit tweeting that corners suck. Great move here, 32. They want to leave a tight end on you. That's awesome. All right. I love the overhand swipe. He hits him with both hands at the top of the route right here, or the top of the rush, I should say, right here. He's going to take both hands and overhand swipe the tight end down. Boom. Swap. Right. Just like that. Right. And now here's the important part. You see, after he swiped his hands, he got that right foot, that right step back inside, swiped the hands, got the foot back inside so he could stay flat down the line of scrimmage. When I play this, you will notice that Chaz's rush basically goes just like this. It was very much so this. He swiped the hands at the top of the rush, and then he got straight flat, right? Because when the quarterback gets to the top of his drop, what's he do, class? What's he do, class? What's he do, class? He moves up in the pocket. So if we continue to rush this way, we're never going to get there. But if we clear that hip and we get flat right now, we can get to the cue. I love this from 32. Great job. Boom. And what this does, and what the previous play does, is it creates an opportunity for your special teams to make a play. Look at the rush. There you see it again. Boom. There you get that right hip or right knee up. Get that right step in and flat down the line of scrimmage. And boom, you make a play. As does Nazir. Stackhouse right here makes a play. But I want to talk about this before we go. Before I actually show it to you. Okay? Because it's glorious that yours truly has had the opportunity to be around this football program from a very, very close perspective this year, right? Getting to be at press conferences and talking to players after the game in press conferences and situations like this. And I cannot tell you how many times after a game in a press conference, someone, whether it be me or someone else, asked Kirby Smart about a certain player, asked a player about a certain play, and either Kirby or the player says something of the following. Oh, yeah, man, we had worked on that all week, and it finally came up. Or we had been talking about that in meetings for weeks, and then it finally came up. And in that finally came up, they always make a play. They always make the play. So this play, this field goal, where everyone's like, what in the hell just happened? Well, your coach, your football team, Kirby Smart and the special teams unit apparently had been talking about this very type of play for weeks. I don't even know when was the last time Georgia blocked a field goal. I think it was last year at some point with Jordan Davis. It's beside the point. They have been talking about teams walking off the field on live ball situations for weeks in meetings. And it finally shows up, and everybody knew the assignment. Get over there, look at the ball, see if anyone's around you. If anyone is even paying attention to you, walk away. Get the hell away from the football. But if you get over there and you're standing around the football and no one's looking at you, you can pick it up, but you better score. That's exactly what they've told them. So they've worked on this. They've talked about this. And so when, by God, it happens in one of the biggest football games of the year for them, and they need a score, right? They turn 3 into 7 for them because, boom, they block a field goal. And check this out. He runs over to the football, and look at 29. Look at him. What's he do? He looks at LSU. Is LSU paying attention? By God, no, they're not. So what's he do then? He looks at the referee. Are you going to blow this dead? Am I good? He gets an indication that he's live. So he stands there. He waits. He waits. Should I do it? Should I do it? Takes another look at LSU, picks it up, goes to the crib right now. He processed it all. Every single bit of the coaching, every single bit of the preparation, every single bit of all of it. He processed it in a matter of 3 seconds. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, ball up, scored, gone. Watch the replay. The replay, you can see it all. The replay, he runs over. You can see him looking at the sideline as if to say, hey, what y'all think? It's not this one. It's the next one. Look at this. Look at him running over. He's looking at the sideline. He's like, y'all think I should do it? And then he looks at LSU, looks back at the ref, takes off, going. Again, I cannot emphasize how many times in a press conference, in a post-game interview, you hear one of somebody affiliated with Georgia's program say, oh, yeah, we've been working on that for weeks. Oh, yeah, we saw that in film. Oh yeah, we've been talking about that. Good football players, man. Good football players, a great team, and a great, well-coached football team, obviously. Love it. That wasn't the play, by the way, that had me juiced today. It's the next one that he makes. The damn intercept, the Clemson-esque interception. I mean, it's just hands down, man. He's a really, really special football player. Again, J.R. Reed with speed. I remember watching J.R. Reed do stuff on film like, why? How'd you know? What would you see? And not only was J.R. one of those players, J.R. was one of those, like I'll tell you a story here. So the famous Eric Stokes hit, right? That was actually an audible on the field from JR. Okay. He actually sends it, okay, from basically the safety position. Okay. Nonetheless, it's hard to explain. Smart football players, all of them. They just seem to find them. Smart, really, really talented football players. It's crazy. It's like they prioritize it or something. I don't know. It's insane. 8:55. I think this is the touchdown to Booty, if I remember correctly. Oh, no, this is the behind the line of scrimmage to the running back. Picks up a good 20-yard chunk right there. That ball was thrown behind the line. Again, there's like 5 of these plays that accounted for almost 200 of these 500 yards you guys are so worried about. But against zone football teams, that's going to happen. If you're playing a bunch of soft zone, look at that. Chest up, everybody kind of floating sideways, right? Not really attacking the guy that's in front of them like they would be in a man-to-man situation, right? Hard to run screens like that against man coverage, not so much against softer zone coverages. This being another zone coverage. We're going to get another replay of this here in a second because I had an absolute spaz attack on the film. Let's go back. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Here we go. So all this is Booty running the deep in cut right here and just getting open, okay? They are soft zone, soft zone, soft zone, okay? And when the tight end pushes up this way, they don't really pass off Booty well enough this way. And Malachi Starks, I believe, is way out of the picture. They're in man here, so he's ran completely off. So when Booty works this long, it basically turns into an extended drag, right? When he ends up running this drag, he gets over here, and these two guys don't float back enough this way to make this window too, harder to throw into. But the biggest problem is they didn't get him on the ground. Now, he's a Sunday football player. I get it. He's going to play in the NFL. But Chris Smith, get him on the ground. All y'all, get him on the ground. 9:46, we do get a replay at it. So here we go. Watch Smile. I think Smile's the problem. Okay. JDJ obviously checks in as a QB spy right here. He adds into the box. You, Smile, have got to continue to read eyes and have some awareness, man. Like if we feel, I know this is the next level of Tu's game right here. This is what made Quay Walker a first-round draft pick. If we can feel that we're getting an in cut, right? And we can feel the quarterback's eyes starting to go kind of tick, 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 work this way. then we need to kind of work with them, right? And kind of shrink space and hopefully make this throw a little bit tighter. Because there's nobody here, right? There's nobody in this space of the field. And there won't be. There's not going to be any help there at all because, again, they're running them off. They got safety help over the top of Keeley right there with that runoff or that clear out route, if you will. All right. I love this. And we're going to end on this because I got to get out of here. Man, special football play right here, guys. I think this is the next one. Next play we get a look at right here. 10:37. I want y'all to see this. Okay. Here he is. It's the play. Okay. Watch him. He already knows. Okay, he already knows what's going on. It's a very similar, it's the same exact play against Clemson, right? Double RPO slant. Okay. Off this little heavy ride action. Okay. So as soon as the ball is snapped, I want you to watch what 29 does. Okay. I want you to watch what he does as soon as the ball is snapped. We're going to put it in slow-mo. And before the receiver even takes a damn step, I want you to see what 29 does. These plays do not happen without smart football players. Right there. You think he knows what's going on? He's in man coverage. You think he knows what's happening right now? Because I think he knows what's happening. I think he knows about to get a slant, so he's shrinking space immediately. And now he's going to lock his eyes on the quarterback who hasn't even gotten into his mesh point yet. The dude ain't even put the ball in the belly of the back, and the safety's about to pick the ball off. Come on, guys. Come on. So, of course, he drives on the ball and impacts it at the highest point. And, of course, it hits the damn helmet of the wide receiver. And, of course, Javon Ballard gets a fingertip on it. And, of course, Mamandon picks it off, right? Because good things happen to good football teams who are in the right place at the right time. And they're only there because, again, did you see it? Did you see him shrink the space? Watch. The end zone cut right here, as soon as we get the replay, is masterful. Watch him when he comes into your screen. Oh, I'm here right now. We finna get this one. God, I love it. Come on, 29. Get in the league, son. Play for 12 years. Out of here. Great job, 22. Great job, 2. This is another one of them situations. Kirby Smart, how many times we work on tip drill during the week? He asks these guys this all the time in post-game press conferences because that's who y'all are. Y'all are not just the most talented. Georgia is not just the most talented football team in the country. They're not. They are the most well-coached football team in the country. They do well-coached stuff. They don't do bad football team stuff, ever. They execute. They study. They don't miss assignments. They don't do stupid stuff. They don't make stupid penalties. They just execute. They just show up every single week. And by the way, every single week, the game plan is different. Last week, they were a counter football team against Georgia Tech. Ran it damn near 20 times for 280 yards. And how many times they ran the football last week? Ran all over Georgia Tech, running counter. This week, you know why Kendall Milton had a great week? Inside zone game plan from Jump Street. It was like, we can run it right down these guys' throats. Nelson Hutton, no need to run around them. No need to counter them. We're just going to run right at their face. Defensively, they've been a man football team almost all year, most of the time. They lined up in zone. Well, LSU's an empty football team, so we'll just change our defensive identity and go out there and execute. That's not normal. Not for someone who's supposed to be big Billy Bad Butt over there. Georgia's got all them talented football players. Yeah, they do. And Georgia's got all them smart football players too, because every week is different. Every week they're changing it up. Every week they're changing the terminology. Every week they're adding into the packages. Machine. I'm out of here. Appreciate you guys. If you liked what you saw, patreon.com/Brooks Austin. See you next time. Love you.